but you're going to lose that laning phase, right? And in the bot side of the map, Ashe Braum against Alistar Ez, you're going to have push, you're going to have a lane that you can play around. So that's the good news for Sheo. He has agency in the early game. But VDS need to showcase that they can leverage
the fact that he can push out the top lane
Screw him
quickly.
in mid.
Jackie's should be able to escape this. He's just using all the time he has. He knows he can't kill the Scion in the lane, forces Jackie's back. The wave
crashes a big wave, he gets the reset, then you can play for the Void Grub. So I think that's where GX resetting already with Patrick, trying to get him a completely messing up what I meant to say.
Ooh, arrow down mid lane going wide there as Jackie's able to step up towards the top side. BDS, the Wolves were ready to pounce, but can't quite find their mark. Jackie's still half HP under the tower. Ignore coming out of base. Juhan here to try and protect, but it was a Void Grubs helping out with a little bit of true damage, and the plate will fall over to BDS.
Yeah, LeBron didn't hit the tower.
Don't need to, man.
I mean, true, I guess.
Yeah, Braum, you just have to be there for the Unbreakable, and it would have been a perfect time to use it. LeBron oversteps, and Giant earlier this year, I think a few questions have started to be asked around his performance.
And I think so. Roaming bot gets the play. Now Adam is here.
Flash from Juhan. Ice flashes away, and China Crystal going down. There's Equalizer as well, but Juhan not really the target you want. Patrick low as well. Juhan being flamed to death in his burnt paw in the mid lane. Igno on the front line with the Unbreakable Will. Gets a knockback. Will that ultimate time out? It will. The Ignite ticks and takes him out. Adam gets on the board.
Excellent play from Adam. The ultimate was a great follow-up from the Ashe Arrow, connecting onto both the Sejuani and the Ezreal. Patrick was forced to use his E defensively very early on. They'll also do a lot of damage, but Sheo, he has overstepped his bounds. The tower will still fall.
But walking through these chokes with Adam's ult, it's not great. Numbers advantage, though, is lending itself to them going in.
Flash unstoppable onslaught, Heartbreaker away. There's the Equalizer down. TP behind from Nuke is a possibility. There's a ward around the blue buff, but they haven't used it yet as he continues to harass it down that top side tower. Juhan falling low. They jump back in, though, and look at the damage. The Buster Shot almost saves them both. Ice behind the Unbreakable, but Jackie's jumps in. He'll pay for it with his life. 2 for 1 so far, the exchange. Nuke has joined the party. How are Giant X going to wrangle their way out of this one? Igno on the front line, LeBron jumping back in. Patrick putting the damage down from across the wall. Hits another Mystic Shot. Dashes forward. Unbreakable back for LeBron. Spectral more hits from Sheo, but they just can't get onto Giant X. 2 for 1.
Good Baron Force, in my opinion, because now Giant X haven't had the opportunity to replenish their vision. They're going to have to fight their way back towards the pit.
Baron down to 6,000. The Antonio coming around the corner. Frontline Ignar going in. LeBron there as well. Adam falls low, has to flash, but he's knocked up. And now Giant X have found one. They're looking for LeBron, who flashes across the wall, but Jackie's going to chase him down. Stunned up with the permafrost. Giant X find 2.
Is this really how Giant X is going to turn this game around?
Just let them engage for you, Betty.
I cannot believe, like, BDS seemed indecisive around what they wanted to do. I thought that they had 2 members trying to zone Giant X away to then fully commit to the Baron. But then Giant X commit onto those 2 members, BDS peel away
back away. Yep. But you get the double TP out, and then as Vedi was saying, you've now overextended into that topside jungle. So Giant X...
Absolute trash.
Probably.
The millionth pancake, really good. You know, you just have to keep flipping.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Odoame's breakdown of this one. I feel like...
Buster Shot back onto Nuke as he tries to slide in.
TP?
TP?
No.
He gets him! He gets him just!
Yeah, the Kraken Slayer, Giant X looking to upset BDS as they're in a winning position now here in game 1.
2,500 gold in the lead, looking for the tier 2 in the mid lane. LeBron on that front line, gets the stun onto the Antonio. Glacial Prison though lands, and there's the engage from Inga. Headbutt, pulverized, put in the dirt. Sheo goes down again.
BDS are just getting caught out everywhere.
Would be BDS's soul if they managed to steal it away, but as you say, pretty difficult to do so.
The experience is kind of got caught, but now hang on.
Let's see how the Baron goes.
We'll see how this one goes, but obviously
they have vision control. They've got triple control ward. Sheo has to walk through the Antonio and Ignar.
That's a clean Baron.
That's clean. That's clean.
That's a...
Engage comes forward, Heartbreaker out. He's looking for the knocker, but he's stunned immediately before he can get it in. Ignar goes in with a headbutt pulverizer. Great Equalizer though. This is bad for Giant X. The Antonio will fall first. Giant X begin to retreat. Patrick on that front line. Sheo dashes forward, cleanse away by Patrick. Shaki starts to open up. The Antonio in zombie form tries to come back in. Unbreakable from LeBron. Giant X still able to back away. They lose one, but they get the Baron.
Ignar still has flash, though. I think he's fishing for something, trying to see if he can get into position here. With the Unbreakable down, you have a moment, but as soon as that Unbreakable now is back up, I think Giant X needs a back away.
Jackie's has TP. Patrick Dashes across the wall. Adam hits the harpoon, but Patrick still has flash. Will use it early. Blast cones Ignar back, but saves his own life. Unbreakable from LeBron will tank up some of that damage. Ignar gets a second blast cone to escape, and all the meanwhile, Jackie's has been pushing in the bot lane.
To start fights off was definitely a huge commitment there, but now Ice has flash. But Jackie's is behind him.
No.
Nice TP from Jackie's. Good punish. I wonder if they can actually convert this into anything.
He's positioned right
Antonio's
now.
way.
The wave pushes in. BDS concede any pressure in that mid lane. Giant X will get their first inhibitor of the series as Juhan flashes forward. Nuke dodges away from the Glacial Prison. Unbreakable going down as the True Shot Barrage is tanked. Juhan takes a little bit of hurt. There's the Unstoppable Onslaught once again from the Antonio, and he doesn't charge the Q. He's learned from those last couple of plays. In the end, it will just be the inhib. You see that combat gold. A 7 percentage point difference between the two teams as the Rob is caught out, puts up the Unbreakable. Glacial Prison going down, he tries to flash, can dash to Ice, but he's knocked up before he can get to the Blast Cone. Another kill over to the tank line has been so effective for them so far. Nuke looking for the flank here. The Baron down to about 10,000 HP or so. BDS unable to get in. You can see Jackie's pushing in bot lane with a wave. Adam has to answer, top lane with a wave. Adam has to answer the bot lane. Glacial Prison going short, but there's the Unstoppable Onslaught. Nuke flashes away. Sheo dashes away with the Heartbreaker. Ice begins to open up. There's one. Sheo can possess the Sedge. Adams rejoined the fight, has that equalizer, puts it on Jackie's, who pops the Buster Shot, jumps away. Sheo still chasing forward. Giant X able to get away for the moment. BDS's health bars looking pretty low. LeBron's will start healing up with the Warmogs. Jackie's opens up on the Baron as BDS will reset. Nuke TP in just to make sure that it's safe as houses, but BDS should secure this one without any real contest from Giant X. A Baron to BDS after a single kill.
What is going on?
League of Legends is miserable sometimes.
Oh, good sidestep. Gets away from Shale, but there's more.
Unbreakable will coming out to get away from that arrow stun, who will be able to flash across the wall. Still chased away here. Antonio coming in from the side. Ignar will fall. Antonio joining the party now realizes perhaps that wasn't the wisest of decisions.
So BDS is just going to win this game now? Ignar, obviously.
Maybe you can try and get something in the 4v4, but this is already gone.
Cloud Soul secured for BDS. Oh, where in the top lane for BDS. Gold 500 the difference between these two teams as Ignar's caught out with the Spectral Maw. Glacial Fisher going down as well. Unbreakable Will has been popped by him. Engaged from the side as LeBron on the front line takes it with the shield, but still is taken out by Giant X. Nuke has to dash away. Giant X starting to win out on the fight. Jackie's opening up, dashes forward. Ice gets the slow on him. Record on game one.
In that
It's possible 6. Giant X have set up control around the topside river. They have Baron in their sights 7 seconds before it spawns. Sheo stepping forward straight into the face of Patrick and takes a chunk for it.
Oh, he's forward. But they can't punish him.
Oh, put down the equalizer. Patrick might have to burn the flash. Doesn't do so yet. Arrow goes down onto Jackie's, and Jackie's is shut out of the fight. Nuke shuffles them back as well as Juhan starts to retreat. Patrick dashing back. Nuke going in. Ice flashing forward as well. Juhan down. Alongside him, Ignar sent back to the fountain. Only the Antonio remains standing, and soon he will be sent to a quick grave by BDS. One fight was all it took. No longest game of the year here today. BDS will close in on the win.
All it took was an arrow onto Jackie's, and BDS found the pick that they needed. It will not be the longest game of the split as BDS is going to take game 1.
Well, a couple more of those will be interesting at least.
I mean, I am surprised that BDS ended up winning that game. Yeah, I mean, maybe a QSS would have been valuable this game. You know, Jackie still had his flash in the final fight. He was so crucial to their damage that finding a pick onto him was all BDS needed to do. Credit to Ice, ended up closing out the game for BDS.
That he did. We're going to close out.
It's like you've got a bit of poke and combined with, like if this was Renekton in Italy, I could see it more, but
even then, it's like, Olaf hits his ult and opting in towards this Leandri's Maokai first, because I still think you do need to provide that main tank, and you're not going to be able to do it. But set up here for Lebrov.
Heal coming out, jumping away onto Ice. Ignite was ticking as well. Well played by Lebrov and Ice, part of the power of the Rakan Ezreal is that ability just to dash out and dash back in. But Giant X will take the leash and steal away that first objective. I talked about a record in this series immediately. That record was not broken. BDS starting up the Drake down to about 2,000. Nature's Grass coming out. Drake secured. Lebrov going in with the quickness, waiting for the root to expire. Juhan flashes away from the charm in the Emperor's Divide. Adam taken low as well. Call of the Fortune coming out in their first blood. A minute and a half too early if you want to be a record setter. But for Giant X, they'll be very happy with this exchange. A Drake for 3, I think, is good.
And that's what I was saying, is that if you don't set up properly as
Run out of
BDS,
tools to continue the fight. Their front line, well, I should say the backline threat that Adam should offer doesn't really exist, and so just a well-played patient fight from Giant X.
TP in here by Giant X. They're trying to test these grubs. They started them up. They've already got 3. They're looking for more. Sheo gets a smite, takes 1 away, so no 6 grubs. Blast Cone. Twisted Advance going in. Lebrov with the knockup as well, and Jackie's still living in the end. Adam brings down the axe and puts him in the grave. Giant X retreat from the grubs.
to get that top lane tower, and the Antonio will have to try and deal with the 3-man play on boss.
Yeah, difficult dive. Adam pops the Ragnarok, runs onto Juhan through the Magnet Storm, almost takes Juhan out, needs another axe, and binds it 1 for 1 in a 1v3. The Antonio trying to survive the dive on the bot side. Riftheld comes in and no tower left to support him. Makes it a sticky situation for the Ornn to be in. Sheo takes the kill.
That is exactly what I expect to see from the Olaf moving forward. There is very little that Giant X's comp can do to stop him.
Frustrated by Giant X because I think getting that mid-wave control would have let BDS try and set up for multiple different angles of attack, but not going to be the case.
After watching Fnatic G2 yesterday, though, it's a big mountain for them to climb.
But I think a lot of people are looking at BDS saying, oh, hang on, bro.
Quickness, cleanse away by Patrick. Call of Fortune coming out as well. The Sun Disc comes down, but a great engage from Ignar. Ragnarok going out from Adam as he tries to escape. Giant X low, but everyone's surviving. 1 for 0, but a turret over to BDS.
Game, it feels like they're nearly regressing to where they do need to force these fights, where they do have to rely on team fighting. Antonio.
Ice has to burn the flash to get over the wall. Jackie's with the culling, the arrow, the cleanse, not enough, shut down. Jackie's finds his man. Great engage by Giant X.
It's kind of how much do Giant X want to take, because they basically mark him, find out where the hell he is, because they've completely lost vision of him, but they don't have anything here on Giant X, and if Adam just walks over towards Razorbeaks, he's good.
Adam runs forward, straight onto Juhan. Ragnarok coming out, Nature's Grass used as well. Flash by Juhan, not caught with the roots. Antonio coming in, the Ragnarok continues. As Adam gets more autos off, now it will fall off. There's the Magnet Storm, Call of the Forge God, and Adam immediately is put in a bouncy castle and sent back in a body bag. The Drake secured by BDS. Jackie's TPing in, he's looking for Sheo, and Sheo flashes the volley. Patrick can't get in range because of the slow from the sapling. BDS just about walk away.
But the damage is done. They have the health advantage that they need to start the Baron off. The fact that Juhan was able to survive that flank. Sheo needs to get back out onto the map, but he's going to be zoned away by Ignar.
Spotted on this ward. Sheo there. Jackie's meets the tree in his own jungle. And we're all yelling timber as a Giant X find another. The Baron, their next target. Giant X now 2,000 gold ahead. Will be more after they secure the big purple worm.
And Giant X are just playing this really well, kiting back, as Vedi was saying, and just not giving BDS.
Because you're zoning the jungle away, but the moment you got his flash over the wall, I feel like that should have been enough, and then you turn your attention onto someone else. Instead, they end up falling short. Arrow.
Patrick has the cleanse. Adam coming in for the flank, though. Patrick holds on to that summoner for now. Call of the Fortune going in as Ignar looks for the stun, but the Ragnarok chase onto Patrick. He can't escape. Lebrov flashed away by Jackie's. Adam taken low by the culling. In the end, they'll settle for 1.
That is very much what I expected the fights to look like. Patrick basically just not getting to play. That's the first instance of BDS.
Jackie's as well, but you kind of need BDS to not come through these chokes. I'd like to see Adam come through mid lane.
Forge God, Nature's Grass coming out. Lebrov already chunked. And Giant X find their first kill of the fight. Juhan chunked out with a mystic shot into his... They pinged him. Nuke's going up there now. Obviously, we'll see him as Nuke is in vision range. The Drake down to 2,000. Taken by Sheo with a smite. Ragnarok in. The flash forward by Adam, but he went in the wrong direction as Patrick is able to escape with a flash of his own. True shot. Straight through the heart of Patrick as he falls in the air.
He's going to clear out this wave, so Giant X now need to try and regroup on mid, but they're completely separated, which is why BDS, but he's Sheo, going to try start up this Baron.
So Antonio has TP. Juhan and Patrick still here. Jackie's TP back in. Ignat heals up with the Warmogs, and Sheo, the team's on the other side of the map, my man. Sheo taken out. Didn't expect Ignat to be wailing around the river bend, as BDS now have to try and fight back from a man disadvantage, but Juhan's down to a third. Ice with these Mystic shots continues to try and keep the damage raining down. Ignat looking for that flank position. No Magnet Storm for him. Does have the flash, gets the Shadowing Strike onto Adam. Ragnarok about to come back off cooldown, but not yet. The Baron secured by Giant X, and Adam is chasing Ignat down towards the bottom side. He tried to flash, I'm not sure that was the best play. I think you were dead anyway, matey. But in the end, Ignat distracts, and Giant X take the Baron.
Another is going to do a ton of damage if he gets a double shot at you. So for a lot of this BDS, you can see hyper aggressive on the wave states. But now you've got the Antonio considering coming in behind.
Sundisk gets the Magnet Storm going in, and look at the damage. Somehow they caught Nuke in the middle of all of that. Ignat's going to go down, but now the TP behind as BDS call for the retreat. Ice needs to get out of here. Sheo puts down a sapling for the slow. The Antonio chasing forward, blast cone away. Infernal Cinder for a little bit of movement speed, and Ice will
be able to heal it up. Ice doing what he can to land the poke down, but he's now lost his flash.
There's the arrow. Ragnarok in. Adam tries to chase onto Jackie's. Lebrov dashes in as well, and the Magnet Storm! It's 4 men, and they're dead men walking as Giant X get a clean ace.
Giant X find the engage that they need. Adam gets obliterated by the double AD carries, and just like that, Giant X are taking us to game number 3.
A cleaner performance in game 2 by Giant X puts them on the cusp of the top 4 here in summer. 1 game away, 1 game to decide it here between Giant X and BDS.
I mean, I have to hold my hands up, you know, and apologize, because my expectations were that I liked BDS's draft a lot. I thought that they had a good game plan coming in, but we never really got to see Adam threatening the backline. Instead, every time he tried to, Jackie's just melted him. He was huge in this fight, and of course, bringing out the Nidalee, we are trepidatious here in Europe about this champion, but 2 days in a row now, even with Isma as well. Good here. Poppy is...
I think Zach is actually... Okay, not going to get it. But I thought Zach could go through here, because we kind of saw Zach come out as...
No, and Patrick on their way. Sheo's going to have to flash early. Does so. Juhan's still coming across. They can still chase. Juhan flashes forward. There's the grand entrance. And there goes Sheo, sent back in a body bag.
What's better than 3-man mid? Well, it's 4-man mid. They just brought Patrick along.
Big ulti committed, though, from Juhan. And, Adam doing a good job of weathering the storm. Couldn't quite connect the tower there. Sorry, connect into the wall from the Antonio. Again, his trades are very nice. Adam getting very, very low. Juhan still hovering around, but this time Sheo's in a position to stop it.
Yeah, has the wall to try and zone people off if he wants to. Juhan going to spot him here. Immediately going to back away, but I don't think it's the end of the world for Juhan unless he gets caught here.
That's the Weaver's wall. The Antonio flashes early. Adam chasing forward. Juhan has a flash of his own, but doesn't have the time to use it as Adam takes him out of the picture.
Had to reset, wanted to pick up a Zeke's convergence, and now Giant X are kind of stepping forward with BDS, where they aren't using choke points to their advantage.
Hits onto Nuke, but he's not the target for the rest of Giant X. Ignat takes the kill. Lebrov goes Timber. A seismic shove out by Sheo will take a chunk out of Juhan's health bar, but players towards top.
But you are only 1 on the bottom side, and you still have the Tristan on the top end, so I don't like the TP. I was going to say you just match the trade, you still have Rift Herald, but Adam now thinks he can clear out the wave. May not be able to, though.
He survived. Pathmaker out, gets a good double stun, all out coming out. There's the quickness as well. Adam trying to survive this, but he just CC'd for days. Adam dies, TP's in.
Nuke is on this bottom side, not really in a position to follow up, and his tanks have had to go protect each other, so no real frontline for Ice means that his ult is going to fade, and now Giant X feel comfortable to re-engage.
There's the quickness. Ignat immediately jumps onto Lebrov. The Weaver's wall coming out. Twisted advance saves Lebrov for a second, but Giant X have already felled the tree.
I think there's a window where Nuke can secure that bot tower, but Jackie's is... Oh, I thought Jackie's was going outside. Very scattered situation here for both teams. BDS still want to contest.
Adam on that front line. Pathmaker immediately into the steadfast pistol. Like, what? Like, Giant X collapsed well, but BDS were just trying to pincer without any claws.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening. You've got Jackie's who's playing hyper-aggressive. Now he's got Ignar and Juhan here, and now they're going to catch Lebrov.
Lebrov gets a good knockback with a Bramble Smash, but the quickness will still lock him in place. Nature's Grass used for a bit of disengage. Patrick has to flash across the wall. Ice with the lightning crash, looking for the damage. Jackie's caught in the midst of them all, but the Soul Unbound will get him to safety. Antonio on the backline now going forward, knocking Adam down to half. Already Lebrov has fallen, and BDS once again just don't quite have the damage. Giant X walk away wounded. The Antonio stepping a little bit too far away from his team, and Nuke's on the chase. The red buff
mid-wave, they would like to use this mid-wave to potentially look for the mid lane tower, which is why Giant X have to stay around this Baron. They may need to start up to pull BDS in.
Patrick beginning to put the damage down onto Lebrov, who no longer has a flash. Glacial Prison behind, the fate sealed, and the game perhaps sealed as well for Giant X. Lebrov is already down. Alongside him, Sheo will join him in the dirt. Giant X now have to fight into Nuke and Ice, who are doing everything they can to turn around the 2v5. Jackie's goes in, he's busted back. Ice is low, but now Nuke can hop, skip, and a jump forward. A 2v5 for BDS.
What just happened? It looks like...
Giant X will start up the Baron. Jackie's is low, but he can TP back in. The Nature's Grasp, a possibility for Lebrov. No summoners really, apart from Sheo, who has his flash.
Oh,
Jackie's
that's huge.
can't get away. Nature's Grasp going in, takes the blast cone. A couple of roots going down, but BDS will now start up the Baron themselves. Ignar looking for that quickness flank, but doesn't have a flash to really get into the pit. The Keeper's verdict, not guilty, as Antonio just charges up and doesn't unleash the helicopter. Lightning crash, the arrow dodge by Ice alongside the Glacial Prison. He finds a kill. The Baron secured by BDS. And on the flip of a coin, on the flip of a fight, BDS wrests control of this game out of Giant X's hands.
Small mistake.
Fourth item, they will begin their siege. It's been a difficult series for both sides. BDS, they forced the ultimate out from Jackie's.
It's huge, no threat really from Jackie's on the backline now. Doesn't have the flash, can unbind his soul, but doesn't really have the option to get in there. Weaver's wall down as Juhan gets on the right side of it, but the tower already down, the inhibitor short to follow for BDS. They'll move their way towards the mid lane. Patrick just coming out of base. Antonio trying to get out of this. Keeper's verdict going down. Sheo has a Banshees, and once again, it's just a helicopter for naught, as Antonio doesn't set off the charge. The second inhibitor of the push has been taken down, and BDS have lined them up like dominoes. Bot into mid, into top, another inhibitor tower their target, and objective bounties coming up for Giant X.
And is it into top 4? That's the big question as the engage comes through.
Pathmaker in, Soul Unbound, but Jackie's doesn't even have a chance to snap back as he's snapped out of his body. Sent packing to the fountain as BDS begin to open up. Patrick and Ignar low. The third inhibitor of this push is going to fall. A minute and a half left on the Baron, and all on a knife edge. This entire series could have gone either way, but in the end, it's BDS's day. Juhan trying to tank up on that front line, but Ice still healthy enough to open up the big guns. The second Nexus tower falls, and BDS have a date with the top 4.
Just like that, a snap of the fingers, a single fight was all BDS needed, and it was Giant X to start off the Baron. They punished them for misexecuting, and while Giant X was in a position to turn that game in their favor,
Might be able to squeak out a win, so I think a lot of question marks around this squad.
Now, of course, for Giant X, they are not eliminated from this matchup. Can definitely be very volatile with some jungle involvement. I'm excited to see, but Karmine Corp, they have range.
But certainly going to expect a lot of a jungle attention to try and get this on either side, because that poke can be very... Oh, hang on.
There's the flash start, upset, no cleanse. Remember, cleanse away from the exhaust, and upset, one more auto from Rahel. He flashes for it, they get it.
Beautiful stuff from Rahel and Luan, upset.
And because of that, SK were able to punish. Did have to use all their sums to do so, including that Ignite earlier for the cleanse. Isma's going to trade her onto Closer, doesn't quite get the second half of the Winter's Wrath, but will get the Permafrost. Kana starting to collapse here, goes through the acceleration gate. Isma dashes back towards Irrelevant. Niski's the first to move from mid, but Vladdy's on his way as well. Kana trading with Irrelevant, who has to flash away, and Kana takes the kill. Isma could look for him, no flash now on that. Jason Niski flashes forward for it. The gasoline gun, rat-a-tat-tatting into the back of Kana in the end. Even though the phosphorus bomb misses, Kana will fall to Niski.
So nicely done. They end up getting at least a kill on
threat under anything. Wave not really pushed in too quickly either, although Irrelevant can rectify that situation. Only the second time we've seen
sent packing, and that's where SK just using that thread the MF made, are able to lean into sides here, set up the Dragon, and are very likely going to do a similar story here to try and look for the Rift Herald, but now Kana trying to use those 4 grubs.
Oh, slicing master coming out from Irrelevant, more to clear the wave than anything, I thought! Kana, I think, realizing there was a TP behind him, decided to go.
The KC get to move into bot side and cleared all the vision the Luan just put through, so Karmine Corp actually in a decent position to try and go for this.
TP behind. Kana's up towards the top side. Magnetstorm, Closer getting pulled back. Trying to get away, but the Nature's Grasp will only save him for a second. Twisted advance forward, still he falls. Irrelevant goes in with the slicing mouse from upset with the cleanse immediately. Irrelevant able to survive. Closer in the end takes him with the Leandries, but Targamas pays for it with his life. SK find 2, Vladdy and upset. Still healthy enough to challenge.
But look at the the HP bars. A good play for KC, right? You end up trading 2 for 1, 1 for 1. And you end up secure.
And it looks like they're trying to get on towards Kana in this top side, but I don't know if you got the follow-up here.
No one jumps forward. Shadowing Strike is going to connect. Isma dashing across the wall. Glacial Prism will get the slow. Kana still has Flash here. Isma stepping further forward. Flashes away. The TP behind now. There's the quickness in by Targamas, but he's stunned before he can get to Niski, and the Magnetstorm comes down. Closer down to half HP. Luan just surviving. Rahul trying to put the damage down from across the wall, as well as Irrelevant will join the fray. Vladdy dashes in, gets the flash out as well, but immediately delivers the slicing mouse from to his backline. Upset and Closer. The last 2 standing for Karmine Corp.
It's a close fight, a 2v3 affair. I felt like SK was
barely escapes away. But now Targamas might be caught.
Targamas has no flash, immediately locked up, CC'd, permafrost. A little bit more as Targamas dashes, no Warmogs yet for him, so won't be able to heal up too much. Has that Gleaming Quill for a little bit. Glacial Prison connects onto Upset, who has the cleanse back up. Closer goes in with the Twisted Advance, but he falls first. Irrelevant gets him. And the Hextech Rocket Belt.
I do really like the vision that SK have set up, though, because it gives multiple angles of attack for Irrelevant. Has Flash to TP to if he wants to try and get in behind KC.
Closer has a Blast Cone to get in here. This feels risky. Control Ward in the pit. Karmine Corp group up as 5. Niski takes a chunk. Irrelevant still looking for that flank position, but Targamas marking him well. Closer sitting on that Blast Cone, the Baron sitting on 2,000. It begins to reset as SK look for the engagement. Targamas with a good knockup. The Baron's going to be taken by Karmine Corp. Kana might fall for it alongside Targamas, but KC have pulled off the heist of the century. Take a Baron for the cost of your top and support. You take that any day.
SK left the Baron way too low, and now
I think too consequential as the game goes on. They are trying to control this top side of the map. Closer the one caught, no flash on him, remember. Burnt it in that bot lane play, and the bullet time alongside Niski's rockets is enough to make him pay.
Yeah, they spotted Kana.
See it on the mini-map, but can't quite see it on the current view. Irrelevant looking for the flank. There's the Nature's Grasp. Luan will tank. True Shot Barrage coming out. Luan on the front line. Magnetstorm locks up Targamas, and he can't get on the back line at all. The Drake secured by Closer, but how much might Karmine Corp lose? The slicing mouse from Vladdy slides him away, and Irrelevant slow, so's Luan and Isma. Rahel now has to play in a 1v3. Kana chasing forward, Upset doing the same, it's 2 more. Vladdy with a beautiful slide and glide in, allows Karmine Corp away back in the fight, and Upset's dashing forward. He cleanses away, the Krugs get in his way. Isma able to escape to fight another day.
But he's just keeping him busy, allowing them to push in the mid lane. KC with a massive teamfight win, completely swinging the momentum.
Is that the game?
A lot of the burst is gone. I mean, those death times are relatively long with 3 of the carries still alive. KC gonna look to try.
Isma needs to clear the wave, but it's so difficult with bodies in the way. Can he get onto it? He's trying desperately to get to them.
Niski up in 13. Isma distracts for a moment, but it might not be enough time. Karmine Corp begin to rip through the Nexus towers, and a flick of a switch for KC as they go 1-0 up in the series.
Just like that, a game that felt so firmly in the grasp of SK was lost a single fight. Kana's shock blast in that last fight was massive. It set up for Vladdy to land the great ultimate, Upset to then clean up the fight, and that was all it took for them to end the game.
And we've heard so many times from Aragon how clutch Vladdy has been in the EMEA Masters on this Azir pick. This was the pick.
Side of KC. Do you feel like this draft has set them up for success? Certainly with the Jinx late game, I feel like that case. Are they going to be able to handle this early game? What are the expectations?
Shadowing to make sure this wave gets shoved out.
Isma, the timing.
Yeah, Isma might just wait for the back. Targamas going in, immediately engaged onto Upset. The cleanse away, has used the flash as well, but the ignite is still ticking. Closer keeps Isma at bay, but there's the permafrost stun. Upset CC'd up with the slow as well, but they just can't get close enough to put the damage down. Rahel flashes for first blood. Targamas almost following Rahel, tanks another tower shot. Niski sneaking behind the back here. Vladdy has TP, might have to invest it to save his bot lane, but Niski with the grasping maw finds one. Targamas almost follows, but able to heal himself back up with a gleaming quill. TP invested by Vladdy. Can catch that wave.
He's too late though. I mean, the play's already happened. Try and set up for a nice little push through onto this bottom side, contest the red.
Kana calls the Forge God. Flashes away because otherwise Irrelevant could have stunned him immediately. Still they look for the dive. Permafrost down on him. Isma tanking the tower well, and SK get the kill and get out.
Very clean setup, and there's not really much that he has to deal with.
I think it's also just a lot of long-range damage from SK is really difficult for Upset because it's, you know, the Severing Bolt from Niski, the ult from Rahel over the top, and Kana.
Oh, Fear misses, but Kana, even trying to clear out the wave, doesn't get all of the minions. His tower falls, Spiraling Despair down on him, but he's still tanky enough to survive. Vladdy going in, Niski on the wrong side of the wall, but perhaps it's Vladdy who's being caught as the seismic shove doesn't hit. Niski flashes away from it. Irrelevant chasing Kana down. Vladdy's already going to go down. Upset takes a kill though. Irrelevant's able to get one in response as Kana falls. Upset flashing forward, misses the zap, but should still be able to kill off Isma. Can he get excited enough to dodge away from this? Luon goes in with a Magnet Storm, and Upset is left to the Wolves. SK find 3.
An explosive fight that happens in the top side of the map that SK end up making work. Remember that it's SK that KC have found an avenue into the river though as they path bot and they start off the Drake.
And Closer looking for that flank. Rahel is still on the mid wave. True Shot Barrage comes out. Closer's going to be spotted. Jumps onto Niski. Call of the Fortune coming down as well as Kana looks for the CC. Niski flashes away, but Rahel joins the fray. Closer's already down, and although Karmine Corp found a flank, they immediately lose their jungler.
That was a nice attempt from Closer, but Vladdy was just a little bit too far away. They couldn't get the combo off onto Niski, and it means that SK are able to rout them where they stand.
I mean, it's become a one-sided affair for fight, but it's a great representation of how difficult these fights are going to become for KC. Is the idea there is good, maybe find an initial pick, but it's very difficult for Upset to follow up. Kana on the front line is, in that previous fight, he didn't have Sunfire.
Before that.
True.
So, a difficult road for you to go through if you are going to make it to be crowned the champion of the summer playoffs. Isma looking here, already used the Glacial Prison. Irrelevant going in with the Dominus as well, trying to see if they can get something out of Upset, but he's shepherded back by the rest of his team. And because Karmine Corp had to invest in that top side, they lose their mid lane inhib. Targamas going in with the quickness, but a Magnet Storm of Irrelevant flashes the wall, and it's all done. It's all over, but the Nexus falling. Upset tries to get away, but he can't escape Rahel. SK wipe away a Karmine Corp. The inhibitor in the mid lane will fall shortly after the fight. The Nexus will fall shortly after that, and we're going to game 3.
SK cleanly wipe off game 1 and say, no lads, we're not going over easy. Immediately bouncing back in game number 2 with a fantastically well-controlled game.
I mean, yeah, from start to finish, they got every single neutral objective. They mitigated any playmaking potential from KC, and it was a one-sided affair. Clean game from SK. We're going to game 3.
Yeah, probably the cleanest game we have seen today. In a couple of moments, we might go to a break, but have we told top or something, or Kindred, you know?
Yeah, there was Varus top a bunch yesterday as well. So.
I do actually wonder if we get to see more Jace, if Lucian starts to come back as a top.
Early doors here, so it's going to be a little bit trickier for them to go for those grubs. TP in by Niski towards the bot lane here, maybe forcing Targamas Closer and Upset a little bit further back. You can see Vladdy TP towards mid. The engage goes down. Targa with a double knockup, but he's the first to fall. Luon able to escape behind the back of Niski. The dragon does reset. Can they aggro it again before it's full HP? They can't. So SK
really starting to build in the top side of the map. Ultimately, Irrelevant is going to be struggling in this matchup. Kana's doing a good job. There's the rest of the map.
Targamas to find that flank position.
On the upside, though, Luon is opened up to go for Kana, and Isma's here, Closer to cover.
I think Irrelevant just wants to back away from this one. Pops the Dominus, still tanking the tower, even with the True Shot Barrage. Kana falls, Irrelevant able to slice his way out. It was a dicey situation for him, but SK get out scot-free.
Vladdy here as well, though, so SK going to just be happy to try and get some pressure back, but nicely done by SK again, just using these little windows of opportunity to punish Kana, get on.
Smartly from KC, they choose to abandon it. It's fine. They instead focus their attention towards the top tower. Plates are still available. A minute left on those. To just focus on catching waves as KC turn their attention to top tower.
Yeah, Relevant going to burn everything to just try and clear out the wave, but there's so many people here from KC.
Targamas goes in, has that unbreakable will. Irrelevant still has the Ruthless Predator stun, but he hasn't had a chance to use it. Karmine Corp execute the dive and execute the croc.
Bot tower, albeit slower than what we're seeing on the top side of the map, but TP, is this risky?
Nature's Grasp. Isma looks for the dive immediately. Kana goes in. Twisted advance going forward as well. Isma tanking for days, but not for long enough. One more shot would have killed him. Kana able to survive.
Take a cleanse. He can take a valuable summoner spell like that, but in the mid lane, he's opted into the teleport. And if you get into close range against a lot of SK, you are in the danger zone and already feeling that hurt as he has to burn his flash. Might get caught again.
Niski has to flash away. The solar flare going immediately onto Vladdy. Niski gets the kill. Luon not back though, and he's going to be sacrificed underneath this tower. Kana coming in from the side. Niski has no way out of this, nor does Isma. 2 more kills over to Karmine Corp.
There's no way for Irrelevant to join the fight. It's a 4 versus 4, and KC...
In a team fight, unscathed, untouched, he will have an absolute field day.
No Warmogs completed for anyone just yet, so Poke's going to stick.
The engage immediately. Isma falls low, able to survive with the twisted advance forward, but there he's down. Closer goes down in response. Lu on the next support. It's a double so far for upset. The dive in though by Irrelevant is beautiful. Ruthless Predator with the stun. But now Vladdy, the second AD carry. Why not have 2? And Vladdy gets 2 to boot. It's 4-2 in favor of Karmine Corp.
It's a double tap for a double kill.
Walls can come tumbling down. Humpty Dumpty had a fall off one once and we've never heard the end of it. As Kana trades with Irrelevant, Rahel jumps in and Kana's overextended. Rahel finds him. The power of the killer instinct from SK.
Really nice punish from SK.
Now he can start to drift across, but he does have to be a little careful with how aggressive he goes here.
Niski going forward, Glacial Prism finds him in the column, puts him in the dirt. Isma with the Nature's Grasp buys himself a second. Irrelevant TP'd in here, will be spotted. He's on a control ward.
Huge mistake. I can't believe.
Yeah, well, please don't get us on that one.
Right on mid though, look at closer.
Goes in, only hits Isma, but Isma bursts down. Even with the twisted advance, he's still already down. The stun landing on Irrelevant as well as Rahel has to killer instinct across the fight. Karmine Corp already found 2, it's 3! The AD carries remain standing, but what can they do without their front line? SK, can they fight back?
That is a massive team fight win for KC. Their target is the front line, and they just melt Isma. Immediately, SK is forced to play defensively, and it costs them 3. The Baron will be secured for KC, and they take firm control over Game 3.
There's nothing that SK could do. Isma gets caught, and
Made coming into summer as well. Carter, Closer, Vladdy all joining the team. Now, they're the ones helping carry them perhaps to top 4. Targamas down to about a 3rd HP. A Shock Blast hits 4, and everyone falls down to half HP.
Tower's going to drop. SK don't have the resources just in time for the Baron. But right now it's KC who are controlling the narrative of this game. Flash in.
Poser looking for Niski, who flashes away himself. The culling's still there, but Targamas with a 3-man knock-up. Niski low. Immediately though, Karmine Corp being re-engaged on Targamas, falling lower and lower. Upset on the backline, Rahel going for him. Rahel will fall. 4v3 now as Niski has to be the one to do it all. Irrelevant manages to find 1, it's 3v2. Vladdy dashing away from the Renekton, Closer there on the front line still. Niski trying to get in from the side, but Karmine Corp have found 4. Niski jump forward, Niski jumps to his death! Karmine Corp bury him with the rest of their team, and they can see the match next week against BDS in their sights.
Rahel couldn't do it. Irrelevant couldn't do it. Niski could not do it. But now the question rises, can Karmine Corp do it? How high can this team rise?
Can Luon delay them long enough? 8 seconds on Isma. The first Nexus tower has fallen. The second will follow shortly after. And the blue wall is growing ever taller. Les Bleus, Karmine Corp are going to play BDS next week.
Karmine Corp will secure top 4 in LEC Summer. A monumental win for them. A massive upset against SK. they will have an opportunity to go against BDS next week. And if they do, they will secure top 3.
What an absolute story. Well, but vote for your Kia Player of the Series at LEC on X. It is Connor, Bloody, or Upset.